Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 22, Thaumcraft 5. As you can see, we're over here by the golem farm, the automatic wheat farm once again, because I've added a new seal onto the chest right here. Let's go ahead and get the Golemancer's bell out. There we go. It's this seal right here. This is the empty seal, but this is actually the upgraded version of the seal. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the Golemancer's tab of the Thaumanomicon at this a little bit more. So this is what we tried to make at the end of the last episode. To make it, you need a blank seal and a Birdtross essentia inside of a crucible, and that gets you the control seal, but only the basic one. I've got the advanced one here. You take that seal that you just made, throw some Cognito and Sensus in there, and that's how you get the advanced seal. Last time I had some trouble getting the Birdtross into the chests for some reason, so I basically just used files of empty files of essentia, right? The ones that you make with 3 glass blocks and a clay on top, because they get you like 8 Birdtross per, 3 glass and 1 clay, which is fairly efficient. It's not renewable though, but it is fairly efficient. So you just take 4 of those files, and that's how I made that. And then obviously just like 4 paper and 4 cocoa beans, and Bob's your uncle. There's your control seal. So the thing about the advanced control seal, it's basically the better version. Your golems need to have the smart requisite to be able to actually use it. Let's go ahead and hop on here. If I can actually select it, there we go. To go down to the requirements, they need to be smart, and our golem buddy here now is smart, which is fantastic. He can use this thing. The normal one doesn't have any requirements, but it does have clumsy on there. All of them seem to have clumsy. It's got a task priority of -1, just so that it's the last thing that'll get done. So what exactly is the empty seal doing here? If there's a situation like we had when we initially made the wheat farm where no seeds get generated by like this dude over here, the golem will be able to come through and put a seed down just like he did right there. So that's what's going on there. And the reason that I've made it advanced, by the way, you probably were able to tell there, is so that I can add more items to the whitelist. This is just kind of a multi-farm at the moment. If you have a system where you have one farm, like one of these set up, one of these number 9s for each of the various things, then you obviously don't need to go advanced, because there's only the one slot on the basic seal there. I just went with the advanced for now, so now I've got this thingy here, but yeah, probably I'll eventually have my own area, a different area for potatoes and carrots. It'll be the golem's area, not mine. Anyway, today we're going to be taking a step back from the golem farm. We finally got this thing pretty much done and dusted as far as automatically harvesting stuff goes. A thing that's pretty much it at 100% operational capacity, I guess you could say. I was looking on, we got the fan server up and running now, and I saw a bunch of people have got a bunch of cool little extra things in addition to their essentia smelteries. There's a whole extra amount of stuff here to do with not infusion, distillation, essentia piping around and stuff. So I think what I'd like to do today is to get these 3 guys buttoned down, basically, battened down, whatever the word is. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick up the research notes for all 3 of these simultaneously, and then we can just kind of pick the ones that we like. I do like that blue color right there. Essentia crystallization, hard currency, liquid assets. Okay, so we've got some Potentia, Aqua, Vitreus, and Permutatio to start us off. Let's see if we can try and get going here. I think what I need to do is do something along the lines of... I'm thinking air, to be honest. Put some air right here. I think would be a good start. Put some air there, and then this guy could probably be... I can't do Potentia. Maybe what I can do is actually order. I was considering Periditio right there, but I think I might have an idea here. Okay, so let's go put some Maltus down like this, and then... how was I going to link around there? I can't remember now. Oh, that's right, I was going to do... maybe it will actually... Periditio probably will be a better idea, actually. Whoopsie-doopsie-daisy. Let's go ahead and get some Birdtross down there. That'll connect to that just fine. And then I can do something like Engis. Maybe I'll put the Engis here. Then I can throw Jaloom right there. And that'll connect those 2 guys up. There we go. Now, how do you get across there? Not very easily is the answer. We're a little bit cramped on space, but I think we should be able to do something like weak tools to get over to Terra. Throw some Terra down, and then I can do Vitreus. Oh, I've already got Vitreus right there. Oh dear. Or maybe I can actually... Hold the phone. I can probably do Victus Terra across there. That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, so let's get the Aqua back in here. And the Terra right there. There we go. So that uses that Victus. Ah! You people who thought I was about to cheat. No, we weren't. Let's go ahead and get this discovery. Essentia crystallization. Oh man. I do remember this from TC4. You've nearly mastered the art of turning concrete objects into liquid essentia. So doing the reverse is a simple matter. The essentia crystallizer draws in liquid essentia from a pipe network and connects it to small shards of crystalline essentia. Crystalline essentia is safe to handle and very stable. The crystallizer either ejects the crystals into the world or into a container. It can be disabled with a redstone signal. It draws Terravis from the aura to power itself, so you can't really kind of go ham with these things like you would have in TC4, where you have your Terra node set up with the Vis relays. Now it looks like it's going to draw aura, so you've got to be a little careful. Can't put up like 10, 20 billion of them, maybe like 1 or 2, would be okay. Man, that's actually pretty expensive there on the Essentia, the Vis rather, 250 Terra, goodness gravy. Brass gear as well as alchemical constructs, one of those intermediary recipe blocks. Kind of expensive, but also kind of cheap. And then we've got some balance shards right there. This is the first time that we're needing balance shards in the game. You can make those with whatever color your shard is. That's the aspect that you don't use in the Crucible to get your balance shard. I actually have a couple of these guys set up here ready to go. Basically what I do to make them is I take the various different files of Essentia and then just throw them in. So you've got that, and a little bit of a fun fact as well. The Salis Mundus that you can make with the balance shards actually has Wheatium inside it in TC5. So if you're looking for something to get Wheatium out of, there's one thing perhaps. Alright, so that's the Essentia Crystallizer out of the way. Let's see if we can move on to this next guy. Well, I guess just pick one here. We've got a red. I'll go with the nice bright red. Oh man. Okay, looks like the zombies are going to be a thing. Because it is not time, it's a furious man. Smite your face! With those big red eyes. Take some full damage on the way down, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and sleep the night away, so that we don't have those zombie problems. Boop. There we go. I'm not actually sure if I want to craft any of these things yet. I don't have an Essentia system set up, do I? Perhaps I'll need to take some time here off camera, once we've got these researchers down pat, to actually get an Essentia system going. Alright, so it looks like this guy's a little bit larger, needs some Instrumentum Aqua, Fabrico and Ignis. Let's see if we can get started. So we've got that guy. Looks like it's going to have to be Permutatio to go across there. Then I think we can go Perditio and connect that via Jelum. That'd be nice, but I don't think you can actually kind of go out any other way, can you? No. So we're probably going to use either Potentia or Perditio right here. Metallum rather, probably Metallum actually. So let's get these things in there, get some Metallum, and then maybe Ordo. No, I think I actually want to go Terra because that won't connect across there. I'm already using Permutatio. This guy is actually going to be... Actually, I probably can't use Terra actually. Let's... This is going to be pretty difficult actually. Okay. Maybe I can actually take it up this way. I've got an idea here. Let's try that again. Let's take the Metallum and Terra. They actually got saved, which is pretty cool. I think what I want to do is get some Victus down so I can connect those guys across there. And then all I need to do is connect like that. Now, probably Spiritus would be our best bet here, so let's get some Spiritus going. Get Perditio. And get those guys down, so that's some Spiritus right there. Okay, and then possibly Death. I don't think that's not really going to be in range right there. Do we have Exanimes? How does Exanimes connect in the grand scheme of things here? That's a spider. Exanimes, where are you? I passed you. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Mortus and Mortus. Okay, it's... Okay, that's air and No, auditor right there, so that's kind of strange. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on, I've actually just thought of a really nice, simple, elegant solution here that doesn't actually involve Spiritu, so sorry, Spirit Buddy. We're going to take some air and earth right there, and get some of that. Oh, but apparently I ran out of ink, so let's just find an ink sack. Fill this baby up with juice, ink juicy juice. Alright, so in back you go. Yeah, I was thinking of doing some wheat trails right here, and then just going iron, and finally finishing off with some marquas. Very simple. Why didn't I think of that before? But there we go, so a fairly simple one once you think about it. And we got that research note. Let's go ahead and read about it. Bada bing, bada boom. While smelters can be very fast, they could always be faster. Especially the speed at which they break down the essentia slurry into usable essentia. I know, right? This is exactly what I was talking about in the last episode. Each auxiliary slurry pump placed on the side of a smelter acts as a secondary processor, outputting refined essentia to any alembics placed above it. What the heck? So you put this on the side of your smeltery, and it puts the stuff up into an alembic. So if you have one of these, it could be up to, like, it's twice as fast, basically, which is what it sounds like, which is actually pretty dang handy, gotta say. That sounds pretty awesome. So the recipe for it, again, an alchemical construct, a few brass plates, some great wood, filtered essentia tubes, that's going to take some silver wood, an arcane bellows, hey, we know how to make that, don't we? And we've also got this guy. You've also discovered a way to manage the flux generated by the smelting process. By running the slurry through a secondary set of essentia filters, you're able to separate out the flux and safely vent it as harmless steam. The process manages to reduce flux production by about a third, and additional vents will increase this, though there is diminishing returns. Well, this is pretty sweet as well, so an auxiliary venting port. Okay, so you can reduce your stuff by about a third, and then you can do it again by what, like less than a third, like a quarter or so probably, and then a third one for a fifth or whatever. I don't know, but this sounds pretty awesome. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to take it all the way down to 0, though, is the thing. So the recipe for this, again, an alchemical construct, an essentia filter, more silverwood going on there. That's a lot of these. As well as a morphic resonator. This is the troublemaker from the last episode, isn't it? Yep, tainted shards. They're a little bit harder to make than the average shard, where you just mine to get them. You have to have a tainted biome, and not quite sure what you need to have the rest for there. I think you just need to have a tainted biome, and shards in the biome will eventually become tainted shards, I think is how it works. A few brass plates there, so it looks like we're not going to be able to make this guy either. He's going to have to join the thermostatic harness and be made another day. But we've got this third guy here, the centrifuge. It was a while since before I made the centrifuge in the TC4 world. Let's go ahead and get this guy up and running. So it looks like it's actually fairly similar here. This one's okay. Vitium is Periditium Potentia. I haven't actually seen that in a research before. You don't see it very much, do you? No. Okay, we're already using Perimultatio over here, so we have to go Instrumentum right here. So let's get those guys together and craft it up into a big, beautiful blue thing. Okay, looks like we've got Potentia right here, so we're probably going to have to go Metallum right there. So let's get some Metallum down. And this guy he's got Potentias over here already, so it looks like we're going to have to go Periditio right here as well. How am I going to link these exactly? Okay, looks like it's going to be a little bit harder than I thought. Let's just try and work the problem though. We're already using Periditio right here, so we'll have to go Ordido. And we're already using Ordido up there, so we'll have to go Engis, kind of locking ourselves in here. And then this guy connects to Terra, so I think I'll need to do something like this. And then I think I need some Vitreus. Throw some Vitreus down. Where am I going to put that? Probably right there, actually. And then I can go Aya right here. This is going to be awesome. We're going to get some Multus going to connect the Ordido up. We're going to get some Wakwas going to connect the Periditio up. And we're going to get some Lukes going to connect the Engis up. Man, that's pretty sweet. Got like a four-way... I don't think I've ever done like a four-way crossroads through one aspect before. Normally it's only a 2 or 3, but that is pretty sweet if I do say so myself. Alright, let's go ahead and read about the alchemical centrifuge. The alchemical centrifuge is a wondrous invention that allows you to break essentia into its component parts. When compound essentia flows into the centrifuge from below, it'll be slowly broken down into the primal or compound essentia that it is made from. Only one of the components is created for each point of essentia broken down. Stoichiometry disagrees with you, but I'll roll with it. The resulting essentia needs to be drawn from the top of the centrifuge. Because of the idiosyncrasies of the tube pressure system, it would be best to connect a essentia buffer to the top of the centrifuge. That's probably going to be an "and" right there. Small little typo. Alright, so that is the essentia centrifuge right there. It actually said flows into the centrifuge from below. Okay, I thought it said from above. No, so it looks like it's going to be the same as TC4. Stuff goes in the bottom, like you take your compound essentia, for example, let's say you take Wakwas. Out of the top is going to be like a 50-50 chance to make Ire and Peridothion. Now this is the basis of my moonshine distillery back in the TC4 world, which moonshine doesn't really exist in TC5 anymore. There isn't anything really nice to burn down other than carrots or perhaps even workbenches. Like we can take, like if you take this and make, I'll go ahead and just show you really quick. You can get Fabrico out of workbenches right now. They've actually, Azanor changed the recipe a little bit with these guys. You don't get all 6 primals out of Fabrico anymore. It's only like 5. It doesn't have iron in it anymore. Yeah, so that's these 3 guys. I think I need to take a little bit of a break here just to set up some of this essentia stuff, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. I have the recipe for the alchemical construct all ready to go here in the arcane work table. It's actually fairly expensive, 50 ordo and aqua respectively right there. Okay, the one should be able to take it. Right, so that's that guy. Let's go ahead and get this guy back in the inventory, and let's go ahead and try and rule number 1 of Thaumcraft and scan it. See if it's got anything new. No, it didn't. So it looks like the alchemical construct is basically just the, as I already said, the middle, you know what I mean. Okay, so we have everything that we need now to make the essentia crystallizer. Now, fun fact, just before we go ahead and finish crafting that, by the way, a fun fact I didn't actually realize till I stopped recording. The centrifuge also has the morphic resonator as a required ingredient there. Tainted shards. We really need to get going and work out how to get these things. Okay, so we've got 2 iron, I think they went up there like that. Balance shard right there. Essentia tube on the bottom, and 2 things right there. As well as a huge amount of Vase. I think I have enough. Yes, I do. That's actually probably quite expensive. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these things on here that I should have already done, to be honest, if I'm doing all this. And yeah, let's go ahead and get my Terra rings on as well. I should have been doing this for all of the recipes, but it's just very easy to forget that you can actually put this stuff on to get a bigger discount. Alright, man, I'm slower without the boots. Alright, so the essentia crystallizer, there we go. So that's down to 200, down from 250, so that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pick that up. A little bit of Vise left in the wand there. Let's go ahead and scan this guy as well. Nothing new right there, but alright, that is the essentia crystallizer. Good to go. Let's see if we can get into the nether just to see how this guy works. Let's get my stuff off first, though. Put my runic shielding rings back on. Get the stuff nice and packed away. I need to get some earrings. I have been looking around, at least when I've been looking around for like other things, and I found all that stuff, but need to get those air guys going if we want to be able to get a discount for air-related Vise costs. Alright, got a few essentia tubes here crafted up as well for whatever we need to do here. Do I have an essentia resonator? I don't actually think I do. So we won't be able to see the suction on this thing, but okay. Let's head into the nether, where all my essentia is stored. I actually just remembered I have a little bit of essentia in the house at the moment that I've been meaning to bring into the nether. Let's see, Ereber's a likely suspect for turning into some essentia dudes. I probably don't want to stay in here, to be honest, with the portal and the ghast going. Let's get back into the overworld really quick here. I think we'll just do this out in the open outside in this a little field area right here, why not? Right, so we've got our herb jar right here, and let's go ahead and throw down these guys just to test this out. Shift click that on there, got our essentia jars going, essentia pipes rather, and then you can just do that, and that is now good to go. Oh wow. That's actually working a lot faster than it did in TC5. Okay, so that's a pretty fair trade-off. The way that these worked in TC4 is that there used to be these things called Vis relays. The nodes, you used to be able to do quite a bit with the nodes in that mod, and this guy is one of the things that required Vis power. Or I don't think it needed Vis power, but giving it terra from like Vis relays and stuff really boosted the speed at which it did stuff. I don't think it was quite this fast though. It looks like it's actually slowed down a little bit now that it's just kind of in the groove. Some pretty awesome animations there with those little, I don't even know what they are, turning around and giving us these. Now they will go into a chest, if you put a chest right there. Have I got a workbench around? I don't think I actually do have a workbench around, but let's just head into the mining place for a change. Don't come in here very much, for crafting anyway. Get a new chest, and close the door, because I don't have a pressure plate on there either. Jump over the places, awesome stuff. Now you can just kind of shift click that on there, and then it'll now just output directly into the chest. If you want to be fancy, you can put it down one block and have like a hungry chest right there. I don't think I've actually researched hungry chests yet. They should be in the Golemancy tab. Now we haven't got hungry chests yet, but you can use those guys with this as well if you like to see things fly through the air. Anyway, so this is the essentia, crystallized essentia, basically. It's just an item that exists on its own that you can, you know, turn into a crystallized essence, right? So now what you can do is instead of having to, if you recall when I started this episode, for example, I said that you need to take something like 4 files, and then you can take 4 paper and cocoa beans to do this. Now what you could do is you could break down that stuff, turn the essentia into this sort of crystallized item like this, and then take these and throw them in your crucible. That's sort of one thing that you can do with them. Another thing that you can do is storage, perhaps, if you're a little low on jars, for example, or files or whatever. You can just store them like this as well, although if I'm storing essentia in a chest long term, I'll probably just do files of essentia, just because that's the most efficient way to store essentia. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Unfortunately, we can't get the rest of these guys crafted up because I don't have the Morphic Resonator. I really need to get some tainted shards going so that I can show you guys the thermostatic harness and all of these other items that are apparently starting to use the tainted shards here in TC5. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next one.